to the channel, my Pro Enzo vids, and this is my round 15 NRL tips for 2024. So obviously round 14 just ended yesterday with the King's birthday match between both the Bulldogs and the Eels. So yeah, we're already rolling into Team List Tuesday today. So yeah, it's kind of cool actually how it's just sort of come so quickly, round 15. It feels like that anyway, but that's because, yeah, the extra game on the Monday there. But yeah, should be a good round ahead. Looking forward to it. A couple of games I'm looking forward to, such as the Thursday night game, Sharks, Dolphins, Battle of the Sea Creatures, as they may call it. So, yeah, if you want to call it that. But, no, that should be a good game, actually, genuine top four battle. And then you got Storm Warriors on Saturday, which will be an absolute huge game in Auckland, so I'm keen for that one too. But yeah, on Sunday, I'll be at Manly Dragons, obviously, at Brookie, back at home, back to the Fortress. Going to have to try and defend it yet again. But as always, please be sure to like this video and do subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. My goal is to get to 4,450 subscribers. So just recently, I cracked the 4,400 subscriber mark. So I do appreciate everyone that was new to the channel that did subscribe and show their support. Yeah, much appreciated. And yeah, love to see the sub count keep going up. So I appreciate all the love and support. But without further ado, let's get into my round 15 tips. Alright, on to the first game, Sharks and the Dolphins at PointsBet Stadium in Cronulla. So, obviously the Sharks are back in the Shire, back at their home. And, Sharks obviously were in patchy form the last couple of weeks. Obviously, they lost to the Panthers 42-0 the week before, or actually a couple of weeks ago now. But, yeah, they just got absolutely run down at home by Penrith at home. And then they lost to the Eels at CommBank So, I think after those two games, people were questioning the Sharks and if they were a serious sort of contender for this year's title. But, I mean, to be fair, when you lose your best player, such as Hines, it's always going to be a bit tough of a task to handle. But, yeah, obviously, that was their patchy sort of part of the year so far for the Sharks. Other than that, they've been great this year. So they're back at home, taking on a Dolphins team that's in the top four and is playing some very exciting footy this year. So, yeah, like I said, it should be a genuine good top four battle. So I'm looking forward to it. So the Sharks do have Nico Hines back at halfback, and I believe that Daniel Atkinson drops at 18th man with Brandon Trindle keeping his spot at 5'8". Other than that, I think that Sharks team is mainly the same. The Dolphins have Felice Kafusi starting at prop, I believe, and their team is mainly the same as well. Maybe a couple of changes here and there, but the Dolphins team is still looking pretty strong. My tip for this game, though, I think Sharks will win. I think Sharks just win, actually. Maybe Sharks will score of maybe 24 points to 20. I see a bit of points being scored here, actually. First try scorer, I'll go Sione Katoa. And anytime try scorers, Jermaine Sarko for the Dolphins. And for the Sharks, I'll go with Will Kennedy. So Sharks to win. Alright, moving on to the first game on the Friday, the early 6 o'clock game. It is both the Raiders versus the Cowboys at GIO Stadium in Canberra. Now, look, I reckon this will be a good game, actually. I genuinely think that. I think both sides have pretty strong teams on paper. Look, Canberra are the team that's probably killing it more at the moment compared to the Cowboys. But, having Cowboys, looking at their team, actually, having both Reece Robson and Marius Langi back will be pretty big for them, I feel like. I think they were missing those two guys last week. But, obviously, Origin, sort of take some of your best players, especially when you've got quite a few playing like the Cowboys do have. So, but yeah, no doubt them two will be big ins for the Cowboys on Friday. But yeah, Canberra are fresh, obviously. They beat the Dolphins the week before Redcliffe, and will come into this game feeling fresh back at home. So it's going to be a really strong Canberra side, I feel like, on Friday. But the Cowboys obviously will be hurting, as I said, from that game in Townsville. And I wouldn't rule out the Cowboys. I really wouldn't. I think they're a genuine shot to win this game, actually, despite that big loss to the Warriors last week at home. But, can sort of call me crazy, but I reckon the Cowboys will win, actually. I'm going to go with the Cowboys to win. Obviously, their form's been a bit patchy. Like, they have some good moments there and some bad moments sometimes, but I think this is the week where the Cowboys will finally aim up as a team. They'll finally just get up for a game like this, and, it's that sort of game where they can sort of really rock the Raiders, but it's hard to imagine how Canberra would go, especially being so fresh and being back at home. Like, that's definitely the best chance to get a win. But I don't know. I think Cowboys can do it. I think they can outmuscle Canberra in the end. So I'll tip the Cowboys to win 1-12. First try scorer, I'll go with Xavier Savage on the wing there. And anytime try scorers of both sides, I'll go with Murray Talangi in his return. And for the Raiders, I'll also go with probably Matsumoto anytime. Alright, on to the main game on the Friday now. It is both the Rabbitohs versus Broncos at a Call Stadium. Yeah, look, I reckon this will be a good game, actually. I genuinely think that. I think both sides have pretty strong teams on paper. Look, Canberra are the team that's probably killing it more at the moment compared to the Cowboys, but, you know, having Cowboys and looking at their team, actually, having both Reece Robson and Murray Talangi back will be pretty big for them, I feel like. I think they were missing those two guys last week, but obviously Origin, you know, sort of take some of your best players, especially when you've got quite a few playing like the Cowboys do have. So, but yeah, no doubt them two will be big ins for the Cowboys on Friday. But yeah, Canberra are fresh, obviously. They beat the Dolphins the week before in Redcliffe, and will come into this game feeling fresh back at home. So it's going to be a really strong Canberra side, I feel like, on Friday. But the Cowboys obviously will be hurting, as I said, from that game in Townsville. And yeah, I wouldn't rule out the Cowboys. I really wouldn't. I think they're a genuine shot to win this game, actually, despite that big loss to the Warriors last week at home. But yeah, you know, can sort of call me crazy, but I reckon the Cowboys will win, actually. I'm going to go with the Cowboys to win. You know, obviously their form's been a bit patchy. Like, they have some good moments there and some bad moments sometimes, but I think this is the week where the Cowboys finally aim up as a team. They'll finally just get up for a game like this. And yeah, it's that sort of game where they can sort of really rock the Raiders. But it's hard to imagine how Canberra would go, especially being so fresh and being back at home. Like, that's definitely the best chance to get a win. But I don't know. I think Cowboys can do it. I think they can outmuscle Canberra in the end. So I'll tip the Cowboys to win 1-12. First try scorer, I'll go with Xavier Savage on the wing there. And anytime try scorers of both sides, I'll go with Murray Talangi in his return. And for the Raiders, I'll also go with probably Matsumoto anytime. Now, the first game on the Saturday, it is both the Tigers versus the Titans at Leichhardt Oval. So good to see some footy back at Leichhardt. I think the last time we saw Tigers play at Leichhardt was against the Sharks back in, what round was it? It was like round 4 or 5, I think. And that's when the Tigers actually beat the Sharks in an upset win. So could it be a good omen for the Tigers this Saturday? Don't rule it out for sure. Don't not rule that out. But yeah, obviously the Titans, on the other hand, have been playing a better footy than the Tigers. But that loss last week at home to the Rabbitohs at Seabus was quite disappointing, to say the least, for the Titans. But for the Tigers, their team has made a couple of changes. The most notable changes I can remember are that Api Koroisau starts at halfback because Lachlan Gowden's out with a wrist injury. So yeah, he's been playing with a month with a wrist injury, but been using painkillers to keep playing. So very tough there by Galvin. But yeah, time is finally caught up with him, and that means Koroisau the halfback, and Aiden Caesar returns at 5'8". So it's been a while since we've seen Api play halfback. So I wonder how he'll go. And Taylor De Silva will make his return to the first grade side at hooker. He's a good kid, De Silva. So, yeah, good news for Tigers fans there. And for the Titans have a couple of changes, but not many though. Jane Campbell starts at 5'8", with Kieran Ford at halfback. And, yeah, relatively similar team compared to last week. But, yeah, look, in this game though, I reckon the Titans will win. I know that the Tigers will be playing for Keith Barnes, because that's why Jeremy Bull has been named in jersey 21 to retire that fullback jersey for Keith Barnes and his legacy. And I don't want to say this, but unfortunately, the Tigers do have a bad habit of not turning out for special occasions, so that's why I think Titans might win. Look, not just that though, Gold Coast for me have a bit more points than them. I think Gold Coast are overall a better team, so I think Gold Coast to win 1-12. Wouldn't be shocked if it was 13+, and I think Khan Pereira will be first try scorer, and anytime try scorers both sides. Let's go with Alex Lobb for the Tigers, and for the Titans, I'll go with Clessie Haas in the back row. Now on to the second game on the Saturday. The big one, the one I'm looking forward to probably the most on the Saturday, is both the Warriors versus Storm at Go Media Stadium in Auckland. And what a game this will be. This will be a fantastic game. Really am looking forward to it. The Warriors have been playing some great footy as of recent. You know, on the 4-game, 3-game losing streak a couple of months ago, but since that Panthers game where they upset them at Magic Round, they've been on a real roll, the Warriors, and it's been great to see. Great to see them playing some good footy. So we'll see if they can keep it up on Saturday night against a very good Storm team, which, I'd say flying, but, not, I guess, dominating oppositions, but they're flying. They're playing good enough footy to be where they are right now. The Warriors have Shaun Johnson back, so that's a big in. Shaun Johnson, having him back is absolutely huge. So I've got no doubt the Warriors will be motivated to play just as good as they have been in the past couple of weeks, especially with SJ back, so that's huge. And I believe Timo Martin's the 5'8". Roger Tuivasa checked in the reserve, so he could be a late inclusion. And if he does come in, I imagine that will be for Adam Pompey in the centres. And for the Storm have I think the same team mostly. Tyron Wishart and Hughes are still the halves, and Munster's still out. But overall, Storm have a great team on paper. There's no doubt about that. Now, my tip for this game, believe it or not, I'm going to go with an upset. I've been thinking about this game since probably last week. Like, honestly, I have been. And for some reason, the first glimpse I had, I just thought Warriors upset was written all over it. Think back to round 2 or round 3, where they played each other at Amy Park, and Warriors bottled that game badly against the Storm, where Coates got that amazing try, probably try of the year, I reckon. I think Warriors will definitely come out of this game firing, and it's been a long time since the Warriors have beaten the Storm, but they'll do it this Saturday. Warriors to win 1-12, nearly said 13 plus there, but 1-12. First try scorer, I reckon Marcelo Montoya. Anytime try scorers, I think Elias Katoa will score for the Storm. And for the Warriors, I'll go with Shaun Johnson in his return. Warriors to win. Now, the last game on the Saturday, the third and final one, it is both the Eels versus the Roosters at CommBank Stadium. So yesterday, Para lost to the Bulldogs and they bottled that game somehow. How, I don't know. But yeah, honestly, good to see. Good to see. But yeah, I think this one will be a somewhat close game. I think Parramatta are a team where they could definitely lift up at home, because that's the sort of team they are. They play off the momentum sort of side of things, and that's mostly at CommBank. The Roosters, on the other hand, are a team where they probably are expected to just keep grinding out wins and go a long way, but we'll see what happens. I think for the Roosters, though, Brandon Smith's out with a bit of issues, so yeah, well, that's not good for the Roosters losing him, but they're mainly full strength, I believe. The Eels have most of their full-strength team too. A couple of players are out, but that team from yesterday is mostly the same for Saturday. My tip for this game, though, I think Roosters win. I think Roosters will win the 1-12 only, but they should get the job done here on Saturday night. So Roosters 1-12. First try scorer, Daniel Tupou. And anytime try scorers, I'll go with Sean Russell for the Eels, and for the Roosters, I'll go with Terrell May off the bench. Bowl one. Now, on to Sunday footy. It's my boys Manly up against the Dragons at 4 Pines Park. Back at home, so probably a good thing, actually, because it seems like outside of Brookie, we can't really be the same club, can we, or team? So, yeah, back at home should be good. Looking forward to being there yet again, as always, and, very excited to be back at Brookie as well. But, obviously, we've been a bit inconsistent the past couple of weeks. We beat Storm at Brookie, which was a good win, a very good grinding win, but last week was obviously, fair effort against the Premiers. Like, obviously, that's a pretty good effort to only lose by 10 points and, I guess lead at half time. Oh, no, we should have been leading at half time, but just let a couple of tries in late for the Panthers there. But, yeah, it wasn't a bad effort, but definitely got some general things we need to fix, I reckon. But, yeah, back at Brookie should be good. Our team is mainly the same, but I think because Josh Aloiai is out with a tripping charge, that means Nathan Brown will start at prop, and Ethan Bullimore will come off the bench. So good to have Bully back in the team. I think after being, I don't know why he was dropped in the first place, to be fair. I think he should be in the team always, and good to have Bully back. That's our team there. The Dragons have a couple of changes, I think. Not many, though, but they won last week. There wouldn't be many. I don't know why there would be. But, Zach Lomax is still fit. Ben Hunt's fit. Yeah, the Dragons should be ready to go, as well as we should be as well. Obviously, I'll tip Manly. I think Manly will win back at home. Dragons are our bogey side, so it's never going to be an easy win against them. I can't remember the last time we actually beat them 13 plus. Might have been 2016, actually, at Brookie as well. But that's a long time ago. But we never beat Dragons convincingly, so it should be close. And I think we'll win just 1-12. First try scorer, give me Tommy Talau. after last week, Tommy Talau is always going to be a try scorer back now. So Talau first try, and anytime try scorers for both sides. For the Dragons, I'll go with Matt Figo, Figai, whatever his last name is. Sorry for mispronunciation. And for those that want to correct me. And for the for us, I think we'll see. I reckon we'll see Luke Brooks score. Luke Brooks will score this weekend. So Manly to win 1-12. On to the 8th and final game now, the last one to wrap up round 15. It is both the Knights versus the Panthers at McDonald Jones Stadium up there in Newcastle. So, yeah, obviously the Knights, compared to the week before, last week's effort was pretty good actually. They nearly beat the Storm. They were very close, but Storm were too good. But Knights definitely showing a bit of improvement there compared to that game against the Bulldogs where they were just absolutely poor. But yeah, no, look, I think though the Knights will definitely want to try and make amends for their fans because their fans are very loyal. Like, their fans actually show up at games at home. So, yeah, I've seen Knights home crowd's always very strong and very, very big. So, yeah, I'm sure Knights would want to turn up for their fans. But obviously, versing the Premiers, it's never going to be easy. So the Knights have pretty much the same sort of team, I think. Fletcher Sharp gets his opportunity at fullback again. While the Panthers have a couple of, I think, marginal changes, but the Panthers should be 1 through 17 mainly with how they went last week against my boys Manly when they won. But yeah, mostly same teams on both sides generally. My tip for this game though, Penrith to win. I think Penrith will be too strong. I think Knights will play like how they did against the Storm, like be in the contest and really grind with them. But after a while, Panthers will just, their ruck speed will kill them in the end. I think Panthers win 13+. First try scorer. Let's go to Taruva. And for the Knights, I'll go with Greg Marzio on the wing. But there's my round 15 tips. Thank you all for watching. Please be sure to like this video. Subscribe if you haven't already, and do comment your tips in the comments down below. I'd love to see what everyone's predicting for the weekend. But overall, enjoy your weekend. Hope your team gets up and bring on round 15.